Hello everyone, this is SWTOR here, back with a Nostalgia Republic video. Today I have you guys a Nostalgia Republic discussion video. In today's Nostalgia Republic discussion video, I'm just going to be talking about the Master Mode chapters. So I'm just going to be giving my opinions and views on what I think of the actual, difficulty. So this is just going to be kind of like an opinion video, just kind of like talking about what I feel about them, how I feel the way they are and how they could be improved and all that different stuff. So if you guys enjoy the Nostalgia Republic discussion video, as always, if you guys enjoy these videos, then make sure to leave a like. And if you guys want some Game Mints, then check the link in the description down below, Catalyst Game Mints. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in the discussion. Alrighty guys, let's get into this video right now. So as you guys know, in Nostalgia Republic, there are a new type of chapter mode. So there was a story, there was then veteran, and now there is the master mode chapters. So based on what I've seen, just first impression, or impression wise, just based on this first chapter, is that they are definitely really hard in the fact that everything's an actual bullet sponge. Other than that, it's not too bad, to be honest, but it is kind of annoying, just kind of seeing how everything is incredibly overtuned. That's the one thing that tends to really stand out, is that every single enemy has way more HP, and they do crazy amounts of damage. So I mean, even a standard enemy can take you from like 100 HP all the way to 70 in just one standard attack. So some of the damage is absolutely kind of insane when it comes down to it. I mean, this first section that you're watching in the gameplay is Chapter 1, The Hunt, so we don't really have a companion for the beginning. So that can be kind of understandable. But once again, if you just look right here, we're going to get attacked like crazy. As you can tell, you can see that I went from, basically at full HP all the way down to 50 in about, 3 seconds. So yeah, it seems like they definitely kind of like upped the difficulty a ton when it comes down to these master mode chapters. Now, some people, I can understand why people would be annoyed, just, hey, they're making it a really hard difficulty, and just you basically requiring, you just got to go ahead and kind of, kind of play tactically, in a sense that you got to go ahead and just be really careful, because everything can hurt you badly. So, for example, I'm just going to CC this guy, and I'm going to kill this guy, and I'm just going to heal back up. A lot of people might not like this because they didn't add any new mechanics to the fights and whatnot, which that's 100% a-okay. But I feel like this is kind of a way just for them to go ahead and just include something extra with the harder difficulties, and just in a sense, allow you to do something when you're bored or you just want a different challenge in the game. So I have to admit that, just based on, like I said, first impressions, I haven't played any of the other chapters, is that this is, a lot more difficult than veteran mode. I mean, veteran mode, it's not too forgiving, but with this one, it's like even worse. It seems like you're going to have to do more kiting around, more, CC stunts and all that different stuff. So that is something that I do like, just the fact that you now got to kind of play somewhat tactically in these chapters. You can't just rush through everything and pay attention. You got to actually, focus on the bosses and just be really careful. For example, we have kind of like a mini boss right here. So what I did the last time when I went with this guy is he did crazy amounts of damage to me. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm just going to get away from him and then take him out really quickly. Because once again, one thing I did, really notice is that these strong enemies can bring you down from like 100 HP all the way down to like 10% if you really aren't careful. So once again, I mean, that's something that's nice that they do require mechanics, but I can understand why some people are irritated just at the fact that now the bosses, or rather, the enemies are a bit different, as in the fact that, they don't have new mechanics, but you gotta be really careful with how you take them out. Because, I mean, if I didn't stun those guys right there, there's a good chance they would have just killed me in this hallway. You just gotta really pay attention to the different stuff that are actually in these master mode chapters. Once again, there were some complaints with, like, the monolith in chapter 2. I did kill that in veteran mode with, not too many issues, but a lot of people were complaining, saying it was, really difficult. But then again, I did have extra heals because I am a commando. But I can understand, if you're like melee or something, that would be definitely really difficult. So that is, something right there that I would, of course, just go ahead and mention. Is that, once again, I mean, if you can't really heal yourself, and if you have a companion, that does help a lot. But you just gotta play it tactically, in the sense that you gotta be aware of your surroundings. You also gotta realize that enemies can, seriously injure you and kill you if you're not careful. If you don't pay attention and you kind of, you're kind of lazy when it comes down to taking down ads, you just gotta prioritize then you're going to have a really hard time with these fights. Because if you don't take stuff down quick enough and you don't play really tactically, then it's going to end up really hurting you. So honestly, I really do like the new challenges these, master mode chapters, kind of add. Once again, this is my first master mode chapter, but I've seen some videos. I've seen some people just decide on YouTube just to go ahead and just, complete a chapter or two as well. So just based on what I've seen, is they're seriously overtuned. I know that a lot of people are going to say that's really lazy, that they just overtune the fights, which I mean, I will admit that is kind of lazy, that's all they did with it. But still, it is interesting because you got to go ahead and kind of pay attention and be extra careful when fighting bosses. Because this guy could seriously kill me really quickly. As you can tell, that's just completely tanking my health. If I didn't stun that guy and just kite around him, I would have died almost instantly. Because as you can tell, I mean, he only did like 2 attacks, and I'm like slightly under 50% HP. So, I mean, he absolutely obliterated me when I wasn't stunning him and whatnot. So that's something to note, is you gotta be tactical with your defensives. You just gotta realize what you're doing. Now, I know some people might be saying I'm going kind of like off topic right here. I'm just going all over the place with these master mode chapters. Which, I mean, I will kind of admit that I kind of am in this discussion. But I feel like with this discussion, it's kind of unique because I am playing the master mode chapter in the background. So I'm kind of like, focusing on that. But still, I feel like this discussion kind of corresponds with the gameplay in the sense that you got to really pay attention to what's happening and make sure you know what you're doing. So we do have, Darth Mar right here. I don't even think he has a lightsaber on him, actually. Does he? Does he have one at all? No, he doesn't. So this is going to be pretty funny. But anyways, I mean, I don't even have, like, the max gear. They mentioned on the live stream that they, you should have probably some of the best gear in the game to do this in a level 50 influence companion just to help out. But, of course, he's, like, influence, like, 2, and I don't even have, even full 230s. So clearly, I'm not cut out for this, but hey, I'm just going to continue to clear the content. So for something like this, I'm just going to go ahead and just CC stun this guy, and then I'm just going to go after this one, because I mean, the good thing now is we actually have a healer. This won't help too much, but I mean, with Mar here, he's going to be able to heal me slightly, so that's incredibly useful. But I mean, as you can tell, even with the really cheap heals that he's giving me, you just got to really pay attention, stay focused, and you shouldn't have any issues. So that's one thing to note, of course. So I'm just going to continue the tactics with this. And as you can see, it does work out 100% a-okay. We just took them all out with no issues whatsoever. So that's something that I do like. It does kind of bring back purpose to doing the chapters. Not really, a strong purpose, but rather, a purpose in the sense that, now you just got to go ahead and kind of like play tactically now. It does suck, once again, that they don't have the whole entire idea of, new mechanics and stuff. I can understand why people are irritated about that. But if you want a new challenge with this game, this definitely does seem to supply it. I can understand that some of these chapters are going to be quite ridiculous and whatnot. But, I mean, we will just kind of have to make guides for that. Or not even, just me making guides, but rather, you will have to kind of, like, figure this stuff out for yourself. So there will be kind of like a learning curve in a sense. It's essentially like a nightmare mode solo content. So here we have the final boss of Knights of the Fallen Empire for this chapter. So of course I'm going to play this incredibly tactically. Essentially I'm just going to do all I can to go ahead and take this guy out since he's going to hurt me really badly. So I'm just going to go ahead and stun him right there. I'm just going to start activating all my defensives. See if I can actually go ahead and survive this. So he's going to be doing crazy amounts of damage essentially. Which does kind of suck of course. But I'm just going to have to go ahead and jump back. As you can tell, I just died almost instantly without even doing much. He did 11k damage. So, based on that, it definitely seems like we're going to have to go ahead and play this, differently. We are going to have to be very tactical. I mean, that just shows that, that's going to be a fun challenge, just taking down the bosses. But still, at the same time, I can understand why people are kind of irritated that all they really did was just raise the damage and all that crazy stuff a ton and not really focus too much on changing mechanics. Because I can understand that this will feel kind of like overtuned and people will kind of like it not want to play it. But I guess if you do want to complete the achievements and you want to have the accomplishment of just doing these master modes, I say these master mode chapters, and of course they are here as an option to go ahead and complete. So as you can tell, the name of the game here is, just hiding from the boss. So once again, this is kind of interesting that they do have this now, essentially. It's kind of a meme, to be honest, that you have to go ahead and just, kind of like run and hide from the boss. But I mean, it does work, of course. So I'm just going to go ahead and just knock him back right here. Looks like I got in the wrong spot. So I'm just going to go ahead and just try to run away. Once again, kind of a meme because I'm not ready at all for him. So we're just going to go ahead and just run back right here. Just continue to heal up, of course. That is the goal, sadly, of the game. I don't know, it's kind of interesting, but at the same time it is kind of irritating because we do have this. This is kind of like the way to take out the boss. So, of course, you know, he has me really low. And we're just going to go ahead and just take him out just there by bringing him back and forth. So it is possible to complete this stuff, but you definitely have to play really tactically, and some of the RNG memes are involved. So that is something just to go ahead and note, of course. Just, I mean, you kind of have to realize it either way, is that this is something you got to go ahead and do, is that, you know, you got to pay attention to the boss fights. You just got to make sure that you pay attention to the RNG and all that different stuff right there. So it does kind of suck in the sense, but I mean, if you do want to challenge and you want to go ahead and just do stuff, then it definitely is an option right here. Now, obviously, you know, I am skipping the whole entire stuff, and as you can tell, I just got an achievement right there for completing it in master mode. So there we go. I mean, it is pretty cool that they do have all this different stuff, but I mean, if you do want to take on the challenge, and you're okay with, you know, having some struggles and whatnot, and if, you know, you're okay with it kind of being, like, overtuned, then it definitely is an option. So if you guys enjoyed this, you know, kind of unique SWTOR discussion video, as always, if you guys enjoy these videos, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.